show those poor Russian fighters bravely filming their epic UAZ adventures. In the first video, Ukrainian FPV drones gave them a nice little concussion hug. How sweet. But the second one guy's backside turned into a flaming BBQ special.
Блядь!
A former Russian prisoner from the Urals, Chelyabinsk region, reveals how mobilization for the so-called special military operation operates in Russia via prisons. He says inmates are pressured so heavily that, in despair, they sign defense ministry contracts and head off as cannon fodder to fight.
Let me briefly tell you what's happening in the camps here in the Urals. I won't speak for all of Russia. Specifically, I'll talk about the Urals, the Chelyabinsk region. Look, in the camps right now, it's such a mess. It's systematic. Let's start with the courts. For a minor violation, for example, a domestic issue between us, recently a guy went to court, domestic issue, the prosecutor asks for 7 months, the judge gives a year. Prisons, or rather camps. Why is this being done? Basically, a person is brought into the camp and it creates a really oppressive atmosphere. That is, they terrorize you to the extent that you write a paper for the special military operation. Damn, it's completely brutal. They don't give you a breather, nothing. Are they cutting everything in the world? Parcels, visitations. In short, they cut off all the benefits completely, impose this special military operation directly. I wouldn't say physically, but up to the point of solitary confinement. Especially the young ones who are first-time offenders. They really get caught in it for them. But this is the kind of crap going on in our camps. If you end up there, don't howl later. You'll definitely get a real crackdown.
A Russian volunteer describes the operational specifics of Ukraine's heavy Vampire drone bombers, whose primary targets include artillery crews, tanks, and command posts. He notes that the Ukrainian armed forces have serious systematic developments in this field, giving them a colossal advantage. Details on their deployment methods and potential coordination with other drones can be found in the post. At the same time, there is currently no systematic way to counter the Baba Yaga. It is worth noting that Ukraine is now producing around 4,000 of these deadly machines per month. Oh, dear friend, this is a topic I could talk about for hours. Because it hurts. It hurts badly. So badly, in fact, that a whole project, Malleus Maleficarum, was created by us a year and a half ago for this very purpose, followed by a channel of the same name. Its goal was and remains the fight against the enemy's large aggro drones. Therefore, perhaps, with your prompting, we will lay out the current state of the situation in great detail. Here, I will briefly touch on some of the problems and aspects you mentioned in your post. The enemy's large drones, aggro drones, industrial drones, such as Baba Yaga, Vampire, etc., are a field the enemy has been developing for a long time, seriously and systematically. Their priority is nighttime strikes on large infrastructure and equipment. However, depending on the situation at a given section of the front line, the enemy also uses them during the day. The tactics of their use and systematic deployment are constantly being refined and improved, both in key tactical aspects and in the finer details. The key factor is the systematic approach. For example, reconnaissance by wings during the day, marking where and how artillery is positioned and tracking movement routes, followed by nighttime reconnaissance with wings or IEK 3T drones, if the distance allows, so that later, a heavy drone can be dispatched to strike. Use of Starlink for communication on these drones? A classic Baba Yaga, pre-programmed flight paths with manual control only at key moments or when striking? Check. Advanced antennas that bypass GPS jamming? Some vampires have them. Backup communication methods. One drone has Starlink, a control video radio channel, and a Lugacom operator SIM card. And that's not even mentioning the use of FPV kamikaze drones with high explosive warheads to take out our air observation posts and crews firing at aggro drones. But we'll cover that separately. The point is this. A. The enemy has a huge technological lead over us in the use of large industrial drones. B. They are constantly improving, both technically and tactically. The enemy's Baba Yagas prioritize targets worthy of a large payload. Command posts, tanks, self-propelled artillery, stationary towed guns, ammunition depots, etc. As you can see from this list, the main focus is on tank and artillery units. That means these units should also prioritize the fight against aggro drones. And this is where things get interesting. This is what we constantly face within the Malleus Maleficarum project. To put it briefly for now, equipping unofficial air observation posts, PVN. Of course, unofficial. How would you even include them in the official structure? There are still only a few units that approach this issue systematically. It only works when 1. PVN isn't sporadic, but a network of PVN. 2. The network has communication and can coordinate actions from target detection to tracking and destruction. 3. The network is equipped with the necessary gear, weapons, and tools, and we're not even talking yet about heat-seeking autonomous drones, which cost as much as 2 Baba 90, or interceptor drones. That's a separate deep dive topic. Even basic issues arise. For example, in tank and artillery units, there's an immediate problem with machine guns, which aren't standard issue. Where to get them, how to justify and arrange them. That's another separate topic. The machine gun or rifle needs to be prepared. Most work is at night, so it needs a thermal night sight, which also has to be sourced somewhere. I won't even go into tripods. We've distributed nearly 1,000 of them already. Drone detectors, thermal monoculars, comms gear for teams, laser pointers. There's too much to list. But even that's not the biggest issue. The main problem is organization and training of PVN teams. And let's not even mention that air defense battalions and electronic warfare companies of brigades, regiments, are formally tasked with fighting aggro drones. They face the same problems as above, plus their own unique set of challenges. This was a quick rundown of key points on this issue, but it requires a systematic analysis and coverage. That's exactly what we'll be working on soon. Fortunately, after 1.5 years of the project, we have gathered plenty of information.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.